Hey, sorry it took so long to get back to you. Yeah, I think it's a lot of questions to answer, and it would take like big, long blog posts, even like a book to write some of this stuff. So I'll try to give you what I know, but I guess I try to give you advice from what worked in the beginning because now we're bigger now. We have a team that does this, and there's not as much. I'm not really as involved in that. So if you're looking for a sponsor, looking for sponsors, uh, how I did it in the beginning was I just put together like a list of potential sponsors and then just started like reaching out to them, cold emails, let them know what kind of traffic we had and, you know, people that were like, would be like the perfect sponsor, like, and they were maybe like a little bit smaller at the time, and then pitched them. Didn't get a lot of responses, but a couple people were interested, and then just started really small with like, small sponsors. Like it was like maybe $200-300 a month. That was when it was like more of a side project. And then just do like monthly sponsors. I would try to get the sponsor for as long of a time frame as possible because it's kind of a lot of work to go and work with these sponsors and, do go back and forth on the copy and what they want. And, I was just focused on growing the business. So I didn't want to spend too much time doing that. And if I could get a sponsor for longer, for 2, 3, 4 months, maybe even a year, then I wouldn't have to think about getting a new sponsor for a while, and I could just focus on the business and then growing it. And then when the sponsor was up for renewal, I could let them know about this growth that we had, and then hopefully they would renew. So that was what I would do in the beginning. In terms of what sells best, it's hard to say. More visitors is probably better, but what brands are also looking for more these days, what I've noticed is like email newsletter subscribers. They'd rather, or podcast, they'd rather put their ads in emails and newsletters than on the web. So if you have any email newsletter, that's going to be more in just kind of how they think. These marketers think is how can they get in front of your email newsletter, not necessarily to be on your website. And then if you have like a podcast, to advertise on your podcast too. We don't have a podcast, but they definitely are willing to pay more for that kind of thing, even if it's less impressions or whatever. As far as a template, we would reach out to them. I don't really have anything. It was so long ago that I didn't have much. I mean, the best way to go about it is to find someone that you know or have a connection to, maybe via LinkedIn, or like, someone at the company or something like that. Like doing it cold is going to be a lot harder. I would always I would try to phrase the proposition or what's the benefit to them, like that you can get their product in front of your users. So like the subject of the email line could be like, get company name, say the company is Tesla, in front of 5,000 car enthusiasts. Maybe something like that. That's kind of like the pitch, is like, make it about them, what they can get. Don't make it about you. What's the benefit they're going to get from it, and why are you unique? I would start there. I don't, especially if you're in the early days, you just got to just try, and you're going to get rejected a lot. Right now is like a little bit harder to get sponsors than it was a couple years ago because of the economy. So be wary of that, but you'll definitely be able to find something. Even if it's just starting small, you can go from there. It's nice to get some revenue, get the ball rolling. All right, man. Hope that helps. Good luck.